In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to solve a 2x2 using the Ortega method. Now there's 12 algorithms for this method, but some of them you might know already, so it won't be that bad. Now before we get started, make sure you already know how to solve a 2x2 or a 3x3 using the beginner's method. So anyways, let's get started with the video. So first you want to scramble your cube, and then you want to pick a side which you want to start out on. I'm going to do white so it's easier to understand. Now since you should know how to do the beginner's method already, what you want to do is just make white the same color. It doesn't matter if it's matching, so it doesn't have to be matching like this. You just have to make it the same color. So you should already know how to do this. And then as you see, white's the same color. It does not matter if the corner pieces are matching. You just have to make sure it's the same color. And next you want to do something called OLL, or orientation of the last layer. And there's 7 algorithms for this because it's on a 2x2. So I'll be teaching you guys that. So the first case you get is if you have a bar over here and you have reverse headlights, which means the 2 yellows are facing away. Then you want to make sure it's like this, so one is facing you and the other one is facing up. Then do R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. And then you will have your OLL case solved. And then the other case you can have is if you have a bar and you have normal headlights. So you have a bar over here and a bar over here. You want to hold it the same way, so you just turn it to the right. One is facing away, the other one's facing up. And then you do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And then your OLL case should be solved. Then if you have no colors on the top, and you just have 2 headlights like this, so a headlight's over here and a headlight's over here, then make one of the headlights facing you. So I'm just going to make this one face me, and do F, and then do RU, R prime, U prime 3 times. So RU, R prime, U prime, RU, R prime, U prime, RU, R prime, U prime, and then do F prime. And then you should have the OLL case solved. And then the other case you can have with no yellows facing up is if you have headlights and then reverse headlights. So you can just turn the headlights to the left, so it's facing to the left, and then do this algorithm. R, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, R. And then your OLL case should be solved. And then another way you could solve this case is if you do F and then RU, R prime, U prime twice, and then F prime. And then your OLL case should be solved. And then if you have a case where you have 2 facing up and the other 2 facing down diagonally, then you can just hold it like I am, so one of them is facing to the left and the other one's facing up, and then do F, then do a T prime, and then do F prime, and then your OLL case should be solved. And then another way you could solve this case is if you hold it like this, where you have one up on the right side and one facing you on the left side. Then just do this algorithm. F, R prime, F prime, R, U, R, U prime, and then R prime. And then your OLL case should be solved. And if you don't know how to do a T-perm, I'm going to put the algorithm up here so you can memorize it, and that's how you do a T-perm. Another case you could have is if you have one corner facing up, and if you have that on the left, like I do, then it should be facing you. And this is called the Sune, and you do the Sune algorithm. Up, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And then your OLL case should be solved. Another case you can have with one corner facing up is called an Anti-Sune, and this is basically when you have it to the left like I do, then it's facing to the right, not towards you. In this case you want to hold it at the back and do R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, and then your OLL case should be solved. Okay, so now that you got one face the same color and the other face the same color, then you should be left with this. And then this is the final step of the Ortega method. So there's 5 algorithms you can have for this, and I'm going to be teaching you them. Okay, so the first case you can have is if you already have the first layer solved and you have a bar over here. This is called a T-Perm, and I already showed you the algorithm before, but I'll show it again. It's right here. And then you just hold the matching bar on the left and then do the T-Perm. And then solve the cube. Now the other case you could have is if you already have the first layer solved and you do not have any matching bars in the top layer. In this case, you just do a Y-perm and the algorithm is up here. And then your cube should be solved. Alright, so now for the cases where you don't have any matching first layers or second layers. So what you want to look for are bars. So for example, this is a bar. I'm just going to move this piece so none of the colors are matching. This, for example, is a bar because green and green are matching. And then here's another bar because red and red are matching. This over here isn't a bar, like orange and orange. It's not a bar because in order for it to be considered a bar, it has to be going side to side. Like this, for example, it's going from side to side. And in this case, it's going orange up and down. So it can't be going up and down, and it has to be going side by side. So quickly inspect your cube and then see if you have any bars. If you do not have a single bar, if you don't have a bar, keep in mind that the up and down ones aren't a bar. If you have no bars, then just do R2, F2, R2, and then your cube should be solved. If you have one bar like this, it might be on the bottom, it might be on the top, but what I want you to do is turn the entire cube so it's facing to the top, so it's like this, and then do R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime, and then your cube should be solved. And then for the final case you can have 2 bars. So here's a bar over here and here's a bar over here. If you have 2 bars, just mash those 2 bars together. Keep in mind that the bars can be different colors. It will still be solved. That is okay. So match your bars over here and then do this algorithm. R2, U prime, B2, U2, R2, U prime, R2, and then your cube should be solved. So anyways, that's how you do the Ortega method, and thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to leave a like and comment down below for any suggestions you want and if you want me to make any other tutorials. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you solve your 2x2.